Of course, I'm going to be hoping that Leitrim do, but really it's very hard to tell because we haven't seen for the year what they're going to show for the year.
But even taking that point with Leitrim as well, and you'll have one eye with your Leitrim hat on, the other as well with the commentary hat. After winning back-to-back Connacht titles, we had so much promise for Leitrim in 2022, and it just didn't materialise in the championship. Now we have a new management, an All-Ireland winning manager, yes indeed, but a lot of changes to the panel.
Absolutely, with a few, I suppose, notable exception. Claire Owens, their captain, will be a big loss, and Mary Alice Maguire is certainly among the in large, though it's more or less the same. There's a lot of the same panel back, though, which is a good thing, good continuity there. And Johnny Garrity has joined us here, and hopefully he'll just bring that little bit extra to it. I mean, dreadfully disappointing, I suppose, the last 2 years not getting out of Division 4. I know that was something that was a disappointment to all and sundry, even though they turned around and beat Division 2 team Roscommon in the Connacht finals.
Indeed. No, Derry, of course, we saw 2 years ago, Derry came in so close to making an All-Ireland Junior semi-final last year. Now, they pushed Leitrim, we'll talk about that game in a bit, but in general, their season seemed to go downhill, especially after Oran McNeely left. However, they've new management in. James McGurk comes with a big reputation as well, and hopefully he can unite Derry.
Well, that's it, indeed. You would expect that Derry are going to hit the ground running here today, so it should be a good battle. It should be a good game today.
A good battle. We're going to run through the two teams first. We're going to start with Leitrim, and they've made one change to the starting team. Their captain Michelle Guckian at 11 doesn't start. She's replaced by number 22 Vivian Egan. But this is the lineup: Michelle Monaghan in goal, full-back 3 Charlene Tyrrell, and 4 is Molly Murphy. The half-back line were number 5 Sarah Reynolds, centre-back number 6 is Casey Brown, and 7 is Carla Le Guin. In midfield were number 8 Megan McGovern, partner number 9 Aisling Quinn, the half-forward line 10 Laura O'Dowd. Starting centre forward, though, expected positional switch 22 Vivian Egan, and 12 is Shiva Quinn. And the inside line, Maeve Bruno O'Rourke at 13, Leah Fox at 14, and Alicia Brown at 15.
That's right, and I suppose I'd take a more roving role, and she'll leave the 2 girls inside and on the full forward line. That seems to have been how they've played a bit, and you'd expect that to happen. Elisa's for her ability to do lots and lots of running work during the game.
It'll be interesting to see how that materialises. Of course, their manager is Johnny Garrity, who led Fermanagh to an All-Ireland Junior title in 2020. He comes in now to Leitrim, replacing Hugh Donnelly. Let's look at the Derry team, and this is the way they line up. In goal, number 1, Thomasina McGovern. The full-back line is 2, Joanne Carr, 3, Leah Casey, and 4 is Nuala Brown. The half-back line were number 5, Derva Stinson. Centre-back number 6 is Anna Frizzle, and 7 is Orla McCluskey. In midfield, were number 8 is Kate Orla McGill. If you've seen a programme beforehand, the numbers were down as 9 and 10, but we can confirm it's Kate at 8 and Orla McGill at 9. The half-forward line 10, Anna Martin, 11, Erin Doherty, and 12 is Aoife McGlone. And the inside line, top of the right, number 13, Annie Crozier, full forward, number 14, Anna Young, and top of the left were number 15, Niamh Hannon.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how James McGurk is lining, no matter how they'll play today. You'd expect they're looking fairly fit here in front of us, and certainly do expect it to be a fairly tight and competitive game.
As much as we talked about Derry's disappointing year last year, where they lost all their matches in the league and then conceded after losing the opening day of the championship to Carlow, they did push Leitrim to 5 points when these teams met last year. Now, Leitrim will come in as favourites, that's understandable, and being the home team as well. Conditions, the ground surface looks good, but we've had that misty rain. It hasn't gone away, only very, very briefly, and that's going to have an effect in the contest.
Yeah, the conditions are very slippy out there. I mean, the pitch is in great shape, but conditions are going to be slippy. I mean, the ball is going to slide.
Ball is going to slide as well, and can Derry take advantage of that, or can Leitrim lay down a marker for the season? The referee for the game in the middle is Aaron Clogher from County Roscommon. This year now we're back to the normal league procedure of divisions of 8, all play all, but in Division 4 this year, Kilkenny, a welcome return back to inter-county football, creating 9 teams in Division 4. There's a group of 4, a group of 5. Some might argue they should have just let them all off play up, and I suppose the window isn't there. This is the group of 5, and of course Kilkenny are playing Limerick today as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Wicklow have the bye on the opening round. A very, very competitive group. Absolutely, and it's great to see Kilkenny, and they're coming up to us next weekend here as well. We have a home game against Kilkenny next weekend as well here in Leitrim. We'll be hoping on the Leitrim side of things to be taking advantage of the home games as well, but this is the opportunity for Derry, and as you mentioned there, Maeve, as well, they just in their huddle at the moment, they look united, hoping to lay down a marker in this game. Leitrim are still going through their warm-up procedure. Supporters working their way in here. Of course, you're always concerned with the weather the opening day, but the stand here around our commentary box is nearly full, and there's a few people braving the elements the far side of the field, hoping that the mist gets no stronger than that. That's right, hoping for a cup of tea over the other side, I think. Yeah, it's damp, as they say here in Leitrim. We have about 60 seconds to go to the official throw-in time, and Derry are ready to go. I don't think we have any around Naveen before, and I'm not too sure, but if we do, we will pause for that. But Derry are getting into position anyway, and Leitrim now are just breaking up from their huddle as well. Maeve, just to put the Leitrim question on you again, of course, we've acknowledged the Leitrim are the favourites, and they've to lay down a marker this year. I suppose the pressure today, or is it just, let's get out the first day out here, try and get the results, and see where we stand?
I think that's exactly where it is, because it's very hard to tell. It's a new management and to some extent a slightly changed team, and you just have to wait and see, prove themselves. There's a number of players, there's a number of new players here. Molly Murphy, Emer McHugh would be new to the squad even, who are starting today, and we'll just have to wait and see how they go.
Well, we're not going to wait much longer now, because the referee Aaron Clogher is ready. He's just waiting for everybody to be in position, and Derry are going to attack the goal to the right in the first half. The wind's not really a factor here. A slight breeze maybe to the left, very swirling, but it won't affect the contest. The ball is thrown in, the game is on, and the 2023 Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4B is underway. And on the attack, Leah Fox sends the ball in towards the inside line. This is good 1-2 play as well with Vivian Egan. Leah Fox with the shot. That looks good from my angle. The umpire likes it as well. It's 15 seconds on the clock. Leah Fox with the score, and Leitrim 1-0 ahead.
Yes, a good start there, winning the throw up from the very beginning.
And of course, involved in that move as well was Shiva Quinn, setting up Leah Fox for the original shot. The goalkeeper for Derry is Thomasina McGovern, and she'll get ready to restart the action. Lots of changes in the Derry team as well from their championship outing last year too, but they won't let that phase them now as they try and restart the action. And the goalkeeper, who's a niece off the cornerback, she's the auntie, I should say, Thomasina McGovern. Nuala Brown is the cornerback, and I'm not too sure what happened here. Was that just a kick out and everybody just stood still for a second?
The referee gave a free. There must have been some pushing.
So some pushing out there. The score still stands as we understand it. Leitrim a point, Derry no score, and play continues on. And this is an opportunity for Derry now. Anna Martin sending the ball down towards the inside line, and Leitrim's defence getting on top of it straight away. They'll depend on the experience of Charlene Tyrrell. This is Carla Le Guin sending the ball across into the direction of the number 5, Sarah Reynolds. Apologies for the white numbers in the Leitrim jerseys. That would be my only dig at lovely Leitrim today. But Maeve here will be able to make sure if I make any errors with the names, she'll be completely accurate on it. Aoife McGlone is the number 12 for Derry, gives the ball back for Anna Martin again. Anna Martin finds the Erin Doherty, the centre forward. The 3 half forwards for Derry working well. This is their first shot at the post into the goalkeeper, Michelle Monaghan. Michelle Monaghan, one of the standout stars of Leitrim ladies football, but she won't be happy with that kick out as Orla McGill has taken possession for Derry very, very briefly, and Leitrim showing their discipline to hold on to possession and bringing the ball up the field. But the referee not happy with the Aisling Quinn and claiming it's a throw free for Derry.
Yeah, Carla Le Guin, they're deemed to have thrown that ball, but that's always maybe that's something the referees this year have been told to watch out for.
Well, he's definitely been technical in that at the moment. Of course, Carla Le Guin did throw the ball to Aisling Quinn, and Leitrim have possession the far side of the field inside the 45-metre line and moving up the field towards the middle. And that looks like Leah Fox here involved in the action and sent it down in towards the inside line. And it's Laura Dowd now captain for the day. Michelle Guckin, of course, it doesn't start the game, but we're told it's not an injury. It's a tactical decision as Leitrim look at their options starting off the year. The referee had a hand out for a foul. The far side of the field is going to be a free for Leitrim.
Yeah, Leah Fox being fouled there, Laura supporting her, so Leah taking the free.
So Leah Fox going to take the free. You can see Carla Le Guin pushing forward as well. Always loves to raid down the left flank, but she's given that bit of space. Ball is played in towards the middle in the direction of Aisling Quinn, and Aisling Quinn gives it back to her midfield partner Megan McGovern, and Megan McGovern now leaves the ball off, and Leitrim just working the passes. Megan McGovern with possession again on the attack there for Leitrim as Leah Fox leaves the ball off, and this is a good play. Laura Dowd with possession inside, an opportunity for a kick at the post. The second score of the game, and it's Shiva Quinn that puts the ball over the bar, kicks it over, and actually it's a wide ball, my apologies, so that actually effort didn't go over the bar. We're getting ready to mark the score down, but not to be. It remains Leitrim 1 point, Derry no score. Derry have to make sure they find their players with the kick-outs, and they've done that at the moment, and play moves down towards the Leitrim 65-metre line. Erin Doherty with possession, lays the ball off to the white boots of Orla McCluskey, and it's back with Erin Doherty. So Erin Doherty there trying to find a way past Aisling Quinn, not to be. Shiva Quinn going in battling with Anna Martin for Derry. Derry, and Shiva did enough to put the Derry player off, and Leitrim overturned possession, but the ball was waiting there. I think Leah Fox was waiting for that ball to arrive to her and not to be, and it's knocked down, and Joanne Carr with it now for Derry as they look for their first score of this Ladies National Football League, sponsored by Lidl, of 2023. We've played nearly 4 minutes of the game. 1 point to Leitrim, no score to Derry. Kate Hargan is the number 8 for Derry and gives it back to Erin Doherty, who's been very, very busy in the early stages of this match, and she gives it to Orla McGill. So Orla McGill down the right, looking around for options there. There's Derry players trying to move into position. This is good play down the right. Niamh Hannon involved in the move as well, but it's back with Orla McGill. Orla McGill trying to find a way around Carla Le Guin. Not to be, needs support from Niamh Hannon again, and Niamh Hannon sends a speculative ball down, but Leitrim's defence again. We get Maeve's thoughts on that at the moment. They look very, very composed in the early stages of the match, just taking the clean ball there, and Derry try and take a chance, and all of a sudden Sarah Reynolds, and Sarah Reynolds gives the ball off to attack, but Vivian Egan is not going to get to that. That'll be the second wide of the game for Leitrim, but Maeve coming back to that point. Early stages, yes, and probably not being taxed too much so far, but Leitrim's defence looking very composed.
Yes, indeed, and great. That was Laura O'Dowd that came in there and caught that ball. Yeah, looking very stable, looking very calm.
Very calm, and that's what you want in your opening game of the calendar year as Derry take possession again. Orla McCluskey, and all of a sudden there's gaps here now. Derry can take advantage. Aoife McGlone with the move, goes past the 45-metre line, has the time to pass perfectly for Erin Doherty. Erin Doherty has the ball. Can she get a shot for Derry? A shot! A goal! A goal for Derry! And it's Erin Doherty that puts the ball into the back of the net. We were just talking about the composure of the Leitrim defence, but credit there to Derry. They attacked in the counter very quickly and get the goal.
Yeah, and Leitrim seemed to have a lot of players moved up, and they didn't
have the cover, and it's Derry in front by a goal to a point, and it's now possession. Derry have the ball back again, and now they'll hold the ball between the 265-metre lines. The tails will be up, and this is exactly the start that James McGurk will have wanted to his reign. Derry getting a goal, laying down a marker to show that there are going to be no pushovers for anybody in this year's league, as Leitrim go in the counter-attack themselves now through Megan McGovern. Megan McGovern down into the direction of
Bron O'Rourke.
Bron O'Rourke, the number 13. Just difficult to see the number at the moment, but Megan is back there to get involved too. And all of a sudden down the right, Leitrim going for a shot at the post. A shot there that really was going into no man's land. Thomasina McGovern, the goalkeeper for Derry, will take possession, and now she kicks the ball out the field, out towards the middle of the park, and Derry are just finding their players that bit easier at the moment. And good work there by Kate Hargan to win the ball, and Kate Hargan sends it down, but she gives the ball away, gives it back to Leitrim, and Carla Le Guin says thank you very much for that, and she passes down to Shiva Quinn. So Shiva Quinn with the green boots, or the fluorescent green boots to give them their actual colour. Leah Fox involved around the 40, as seems to be the player that's come out the field a little bit there, but you got to get involved in the action, leaving Vivian Egan inside. And this is good play from Leitrim. They need to get a score to reply to the goal. Carla Le Guin, but she was holding it out for the midfielder Kate Hargan, who took possession. Anna Frizzell, the number 6 for Derry, involved in the action, and Kate Hargan has possession again for the visitors up the field. This is exactly what Derry want to do. They did it already in the game. Anna Martin trying to find a way inside a slippy ball, and also Elisa Brune not making it easy, but Anna Martin has held possession again on a good crossfield ball, but there's 2 Leitrim defenders there. Charlene Tyrrell is the player that wins the ball back, gives it to Laura O'Dowd on the field towards Shiva Quinn again, and Shiva Quinn will have to keep a good eye now on Derva Stenson, who's nearby her, but Shiva Quinn decides to take on the Derry wing back and gets inside the 45-metre line, looking around for options there. The pass into space, and Leitrim working it well on the 45. Leah Fox with the ball decides to go low in towards the inside line. Can Leitrim reap something there? The captain for Derry is Leah Casey. She didn't make it easy, but Shiva Quinn has it again, and herself and Leah Fox trying to find a way inside, but they just get blocked down. And Maeve is opposed. Much we talked about the composed defending for Leitrim there. In fairness, Derry are not doing much wrong in their defensive side of things either.
No, indeed they're not, and Leitrim seem to be short of ideas when they get up near the inside the half forward line.
So if you're just joining us here live in Auchawillan on the opening day of Division 4B of the Little Ladies National Football League, it's Derry in front by 2 points in the early stages. 8 minutes gone. Derry a goal, Leitrim a point. Niamh Hannon with the ball there trying to get inside Emer McHugh, and Niamh Hannon holding possession. She has support coming. She's 2 options. She probably picked the wrong one. The third was Elisa Brune for Leitrim, and she wins the ball back. And Leitrim now, you would feel, want to do something with this very, very quickly, but you can see the bounce in the ball. That's because by the weather just slows things down at times. Nobody can help that. Bronagh O'Rourke with possession for Leitrim and did well there to keep her composure and hold the ball away from the two Derry defenders. She hasn't gained many yards, but she eventually finds Leah Fox, and Leah Fox outside the 45-metre line looking for options inside. There's a 3 players lurking, but there's lots of Derry jerseys as well. That's a good ball down, but a very, very good touch there from the Derry defender. I think it was Derva Stenson. That's going to go out for a 45 and an opportunity for Leitrim, I suppose, just trying to create another scoring chance.
Yes, indeed, and they do seem to be struggling a little there when they're getting close on goal. It's going a little astray. But we'll see what they make of this one.
That's exactly what it is now. They're always looking for the score after the goal. The goal came in the 6th minute for Erin Doherty, and she has Derry 2 points in front at the moment. And a very, very important game. Every division in the Lidl Ladies National Football League is competitive, but especially with less matches because of the split in 2 groups. Every game really, really counts in Division 4 if any team has ambitions of trying to get that elusive 1 promotion spot later in the year. This is good play from Leitrim as Leah Fox sends a ball inside in the direction of Vivian Egan, but the defending from Derry immaculate in that occasion to get the little touch there again, and they'll bring the ball out the field through Anna Martin, and Anna Martin looking up for the space, but they don't want to hold it up too long, do Derry, because they know Leitrim will get themselves back. It was Leah Casey that made that important touch in defence. The referee spots a push. It's going to be a free for Leitrim. Casey Brune winning the free, and she gives the ball off to Elisa Brune, and Elisa Brune decides to go to 2 Derry defenders. She did very, very well. She has to bring the ball with her too. Passes down, and this is good for Leitrim, and win another foul. Gaining the yards was a Bronagh O'Rourke on that occasion. It was indeed that wins the ball, the number 13. But again, Leitrim no different to Derry. Don't want to be wasting time. Vivian Egan is going to get on the end of one of those balls eventually and cause havoc. But that ball goes to the right and wide. 3 wides in the game for Leitrim. A few scoring opportunities going short.
Indeed, and Derry are making it difficult. They're playing a sweeper there, and the player sitting in that pocket where the players want to run into. So they're certainly making it difficult for Leitrim to get the ball. They're having to hit it long.
Both managers showing their tactical news in the early stages of this match. We have played nearly 11 minutes and Derry lead by a goal to Leitrim's point, and Kate Hargan, another player on the middle of the field, is doing an awful lot of good work for Derry in the early stages, wins that free. They restart the action, and the white boots here in front of us is Dermot Stenson, sends it out towards the right to Orla McCluskey. Orla McCluskey tried to get it forward, but Carol Le Guin's another player that's winning a good ball for Leitrim in this game, and finds Shiva Quinn, and Shiva Quinn moving down the field there looking around for options. That's a good outside of the boot pass in the direction of Leah Fox. Can Leitrim take advantage of it, as Bronagh O'Rourke is going to get on the end of this? She has support coming through, but Bronagh O'Rourke sends a pass inside, and it just goes away from Leitrim again, and Derry just reading the game very, very well with those interceptions.
Yes, and good running by Laura Dow. Just missed getting that, Bronagh just missed getting that pass to her, and she made a great run there. It'd be a typical run for Laura where she'd be straight in.
Straight in there. Derry have possession in the middle of the field. Erin Doherty, their goal scorer, sends the ball out towards the left, and the advancing Anna Frizzle, wearing number 6, but pushing up the field there now, and just holds the ball on the 45-metre line, looking around for a kick into space. It'll be well if he finds the target. Indeed, he did find the target very well, but unforced errors, you can't be affording them when you're trying to generate a bit of momentum. Derry might turn it around, not to be. You heard the yes there in the background. The Leitrim supporters, Lisa Brune wins the ball for Leitrim, gives it to Leah Fox, and Leah Fox back now towards her teammates, and again that ball just slow and play down, but Lisa Brune will hold on to the ball, and she's shown good hands in the game, but again it just both teams stringing a few passes together. A lot of nerves on the opening day of the season, a lot of expectation for these two counties. As we said, Orla McGill wins the ball back for Derry and sends it down the right, but Shiva Quinn is going to take this for Leitrim, and Shiva Quinn turns in the left, gives the kick to Leah Fox, and Leah Fox now just holding possession, but can't afford to be too slow with it. As you can see, the red and white jerseys coming back there and getting themselves in position. This is good from Leitrim. Down the left is Shiva Quinn. Shiva Quinn with a kick inside. This is a chance here now for Laura Down. A shot, a save! A save, and Tommy Easton will recover, but the danger is not gone. And I think it was a Bronagh O'Rourke with the shot. We'll confirm that in a moment. It was Bronagh O'Rourke, puts the ball over the bar. Leitrim get their second score in the 13th minute by their number 13, but beforehand, maybe they could have had more.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful save there by Thomasina McGovern there in the Derry goals.
A great save from her and an important save. Derry maintained their advantage, but it's back to one. It's Derry, 1 goal, Leitrim 2 points, and play goes into 45. The game being played at a nice fast pace, neither team wasting any time getting on with the action, and Derry have a free in their own half of the field, and they'll take a moment to decide where this is going to go. Kate Hargan looks like the player that's going to take it, kicks the ball into space. As I mentioned about the link-up play with both teams, both of them go for some ambitious passes as well, but that's what you have to do if you want to unlock opposing defences. It worked out well for Joanne Carr, but the ball didn't into the attack, didn't happen. Carla Le Guin takes the ball for Leitrim. The pass goes forward from Elisa Brune to Leah Fox, and Leah Fox sends it in towards Vivian Egan. This is the ball she's been waiting for all afternoon. Vivian Egan with the kick, her first shot at the goal, not to be in this occasion, but they're the type of balls that Leitrim want to be playing into Vivian Egan.
Absolutely, and a much quicker ball there by Leah, and you see the difference. Vivian got it first time. They need to speed up that and not labour it when they're getting it up front.
I was saying there in the opening quarter of this game, played at a nice pace too as well, but I suppose that bit of nerves too, and sometimes the teams slowing the ball down. You can see in the last few minutes a few ambitious kicks. Now some of them don't work out. Megan McGovern wins the ball back there. Vivian Egan sends it inside for Brona O'Rourke. Brona O'Rourke looking around for Vivian Egan. Here comes a goal. Another save from the goalkeeper. The rebound. It's a goal. It's a goal for Leitrim. 15 minutes in, and Vivian Egan finally gets that goal. But Thomasina McGovern with another stop beforehand. You have to feel for the Derry keeper on that occasion, but her defence were missing. Leitrim get the goal. It's 1-2 to a goal.
Yes, indeed. Vivian got it in on the rebound.
She got it in on the rebound after Thomasina McGovern making another save, and Leitrim have that goal. You can hear the home support here around us. Very, very happy with that. It's Leitrim 1-2, Derry 1 goal. We've exactly 15 minutes gone here in Ahowillan, and Derry now, how are they going to respond with that as Anna Frizzell brings the ball up the field, but the bounce of the ball gets away from her. She did well there to hold on to possession. Derry, you would feel now, want to reply with a score straight away and bring this back to a 1-point ball game. Erin Doherty did get the goal earlier on in the match. She'll have the composure to work this out, gives the pass off for Aoife McGlone, and Aoife McGlone there just looking around for better options as Derry players come involved in the action, and they scrambled there, but the player, the full forward, Anna Young, just running out of space. The referee has blown the whistle, just a concern for a head injury, and probably the first official stop in this match.
Absolutely, and I think there was no free given, but absolutely quite right to stop. She seemed to get a bang on the head.
And a young player coming into this Derry team, battling for opportunity to make an impression. Indeed, she's a great camogie player as well, as represented Queen's University in Belfast too, and she'll be an important person in the inside line for Derry. They'll be trying to get ball into her and make it count, so just a bit of concern there with the head injury. Maybe 15 minutes gone in the game. Your overall assessment of what we've seen so far?
Well, it's pretty much as expected, I suppose. Both teams very, very close. You were expecting a tight battle here, expecting either team to give nothing, and it has been played at a good pace. Like, they're both here to win, and there's very little between these two teams.
Very little between the two of them, and we've seen that so far in the early stages of this game as Anna Young continues to receive treatment. We'll have a look in a moment to see what's happening in the game between Kilkenny and Limerick, which is in this division as well. But thankfully for Derry, Anna Young is standing up now. The referee, Aaron Clara, is still keeping a good eye on her to make sure that she is okay. And but she is fit to continue. The referee is... We don't see anybody getting injured here.
No, absolutely not. And referee's quite right to stop play if there's any head injury.
So Leitrim will restart the action, bringing it back to their goalkeeper Michelle Monaghan. She finds a defender, and they'll move the ball out the field, and Leitrim have it back out towards the 45-metre line again as they look to build on their scores in the early stages. And they might come to, well, I was going to say Shiva Quinn, but it's actually Lisa Brune that has the ball. She finds a teammate inside there. Megan McGovern just couldn't hold the ball, but it's very good for Leah Fox, and Leah Fox is trying to find a way inside. She thought she had the gap, not to be. Does she have the support? Goes for the shot anyway, and that ball has gone over the bar. Leah Fox puts the ball over the bar. Good response from Leitrim. 18 minutes gone. It's 1-3 to a goal.
Lovely little shot there from Leah, but good working up. Leitrim are combining well coming up the pitch.
They came up the pitch and they seem to have settled down after conceding that goal to Derry. They lead by 3 points. They're at home. You feel that bit of extra pressure will be on them in front of their home supporters. They have the ball back again. Derry just letting a couple of kickouts go astray in the last couple of moments as Leitrim are starting to cut out some of their unforced errors. Sarah Reynolds sending the ball in towards the attack, and Leitrim will go on the move again. There's a good pass into space for Megan McGovern, and Megan McGovern now sends it inside. This is the opportunity for Vivian Egan for a second goal. A goal for Leitrim, and Vivian Egan puts the ball into the back of the net. Leitrim are getting into their swagger now. Vivian Egan has 2 goals. It's 2-3 to a goal.
Those fast balls into the forward line are really working when they're getting it through. Great, lovely finish there from Vivian.
And Sarah Reynolds had started that move originally, and all of a sudden there's 6 points between the teams. Derry won't panic just yet. They've shown in the early stages, but it comes down to those couple of mistakes, and Leitrim are starting to cut them out as Lisa Broom knocks the ball down, but only to a Derry hand. But Derry have given the ball away again, and all of a sudden down the right, Leitrim have an advantage for a free, but I think that advantage is going to be gone as Leah Fox has the ball out towards the right, looking for Vivian Egan. She's on a hat-trick. Vivian Egan with a show across the goal to the left and wide. And we said early in the commentary, Maeve, that Vivian Egan is the target. Give her a good ball, she's going to do damage. Thomasina McGovern is stepping up to the battle so far, but Vivian Egan not far away from a hat-trick there.
No, very, very close, and she certainly has the power behind that shot.
Had the power behind it, 5 wides in this game for Leitrim, and we're going to restart with the goalkeeper for Derry again, Thomasina McGovern, and she sends the ball out the field. It's a struggle to find teammates the last couple of minutes, and I think it's because Elisa Broon is reading the kickouts very, very well. She wins the ball, gives it out to Laura O'Dowd, and Laura O'Dowd, they're moving play down the right hand side of the field, and she's getting within range, goes for the shot, and the umpires like it. It's gone over the bar. Laura O'Dowd with another score. Leitrim have now hit 2-3 unanswered. They lead by 2-4 to a goal. So Laura O'Dowd there getting that score. She was the Leitrim Player of the Year in 2021. She's the captain for the day because Leitrim don't start without their captain this year, Michelle Gucki. And I suppose, Maeve, as we keep an eye on the action here, I'll come back in a moment and we'll see how this play materialises out. Erin Doherty with possession for Derry, and looking around, sends the ball inside. Derry just need another score to get themselves back into the game. We've seen in ladies football numerous times how the advantage swings. Casey Broon with possession sends it down for Laura O'Dowd. Laura O'Dowd across for Shiva, or for Sarah Reynolds I should say, and Sarah Reynolds down the right hand side, and this is good again from Leitrim, and Vivian Egan just gets away from her. Leah Casey staying very, very tight to her, and the Derry goalkeeper Thomasina McGovern will take this, gives it back to her captain, but they want to move this ball out quickly, and too much space between the Derry players, and Leitrim just shown getting themselves in packs there. They've overturned the ball. It's going to be another scoring opportunity, and just while we're waiting for this, Maeve, I was just coming back to the point I was ticking off there on Leitrim side of things. Michelle Gucki, of course, not starting this game, but you touched on already many players not involved this year as things stand. Claire Owens, Mary Alice McGuire, Sinead Ty as well, Ailish Kernan as well, and of course we know about Anya Ty and Muireann Defany haven't really been involved the last couple of while on a regular basis as Leah Fox goes for the shot. That goes to the right and wide, and that's the challenges for Johnny Garrity and his management team this year to deal with.
Yes, indeed. I suppose Casey Broon, for instance, is new back into the panel and doing a good job there at number 6, doing quite well and combining very well with Sarah Reynolds, who's another, well, Sarah was on the team at the end of the year last year. She'd be only 19, she'd only come up from minor, but the two of them are doing very well there today. This
is Leah Fox with this shot for Leitrim. The ball goes over the bar, another score for them. 22 minutes gone, and the gap is widening to 8 points now. It's 2-5 to Leitrim, a goal to Derry, and I suppose Leitrim's leaders on the field are really starting to step up.
They are indeed, and Derry are struggling to get that kick out. It just doesn't seem to be working for them. Where they were getting the breaking ball before, Leitrim seem to be covering it now.
Yeah, in the last 5 to 10 minutes, Leitrim have really started reading the Derry kick out very, very well. Winning possession again, and this is good movement here now from Leitrim, but a good interception there from Nuala Brown, but we're going back for a free in for Leitrim, and it's important on the Derry side of things now that they don't let the heads start to drop, because Leitrim are really on a roll at the moment. They've already shown with Erin Doherty's goal what they can bring to this game, but as that gap widens, it's going to get very, very difficult for Derry.
It is, and it's, I suppose at this stage of the year, it's a confidence thing for a team like that. And it would be the same for Leitrim, say, if things are going against you, see how they can cope with it.
Looks like Vivian Egan, it takes a long range effort there, I think, and it has gone over the bar, and that's a wonderful shot from Vivian Egan there to get the score. Another point for Leitrim, and it's now 2-6 to a goal. So Vivian Egan was the late change coming into this Leitrim team, which you can see why she's starting now. She's had a real contribution in this game, putting that free over the bar to add to her 2 goals. Leitrim have won the ball back again. Vivian Egan gives the pass inside. Leah Fox tries to weave away through. A good block there from the defender, Joanne Carr. And I think we're going back to where a foul was committed beforehand. So Leitrim are going to get another score, and discipline as well, Maeve, on the Derry side of things is going to be crucial now. Yeah, they're certainly coming under some pressure here, and we'll see how they can cope with it. It's not going well for them at the moment. Not going well at these early stages as Vivian Egan is ready to take another free. She's put the ball over the bar. She's the game's top scorer. 7 minutes to go to half time, and the gap has reached double digits. It's 2-7 to a goal. Vivian's on song today. She's on song so far. You could see there the deploy, putting her inside. Leah Fox coming out around the 40, and good effort there from Shiva Quinn too. That's splitting the players at the moment, just in case Derry try and go short, which you'd imagine they'd want to do at some stage, because the long balls are being turned over. Again, we could see Elisa Broom there, who's turned over an awful lot of ball involved. Left it off for Megan McGovern, and Leah Fox is going to send the ball inside. And Joanne Kerr doing well there. And I have to say one thing, Maeve, as well, and even though you wouldn't take it with the scoreboard, but the Derry full back line are working very, very well. They're holding their own. It's just when you're getting that amount of traffic coming down you, eventually the break's going to go against you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the quick ball in is what's catching them if Leitrim let it in fast.
Erin Doherty with possession there for Derry in the middle of the field. The referee judges that Aisling Quinn commits the foul. So Derry now again will just try and work a scoring opportunity. Orla McCluskey wears number 7. She's inside the 65-metre line, and maybe Derry are going to try and look at slowing this game down a little bit. Derva Stenson holds on to possession there. Megan McGovern is monitoring her there, but Derva Stenson for Derry moving down the left, looking around for a teammate and gives it back across the fields. And again the ball, it was kicked away, but it is eventually kicked away. Carla Le Guin reading that after Aisling Quinn misses possession, and Leitrim now have put the boot down there. They smell blood in this game, and Shiva Quinn is in possession, kicking it down towards the inside line, and Leitrim just finding the players. Even Casey Brown is coming up, getting involved in the action. Leah Fox is the player with possession, and she likes to take the players on. Leah Fox takes the player on, the player out to the left. That's Shiva Quinn, an opportunity here, goes inside. Can she get the shot? It's a goal. It's a goal for Leitrim, and Shiva Quinn, and textbook stuff from Leitrim when they turned the ball around, and Leah Fox took on the player, spotted the number 12 out to the left. She gets the goal. It's 3-7 to Leitrim, 1 goal to Derry. An injury picked up there as well at the moment for Shiva Quinn. But first, before we'll keep an eye on Shiva there, an excellently well worked goal, especially when Derry gave the ball away there and Carla Le Guin started the move.
Excellent, but the passing has been very good, because Derry actually had a spare player. They had an extra player in the back line when that attack was coming down. But again, moving the ball fast means that it's very hard to mark that ball.
Shiva Quinn is back on her feet there, just looking a bit groggy at the moment, but she'll run that off. She is an All-Ireland winning captain in 2017 when Leitrim won the Under-14B title, and she's a player that they've great faith for the future of Leitrim ladies football. Always competitive, a disappointing championship last year, but always a team that can lay down a marker. Indeed, they were quarter-finalists in the 2021 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship, and there was very little between themselves and Kildare on that particular occasion. They'll want a better season going forward, but of course, again, they're only thinking about Division 4 of the league. So are Derry. Orla McGill gives it down to Anna Martin. Anna Martin tries to get it back to Orla, and she does. Orla McGill skips inside. Carla Le Guin kicks the ball inside. Derry just trying to find their marks person inside. They have won the free as well. A break on that occasion for Annie Crozier, their number 13, and it'll be a free for Derry. And I suppose here, do you have a go at the post here? Do you try and get in a better scoring position? It is still the first half.
Well, certainly one hit going for the crossbar, dropping on the square would be very dangerous on a day like today.
Well, Orla McGill, she heed the advice there from our co-commentator Maeve Quinn as she gets ready to take this free. Whatever she does here, they need to get something out of it, you would feel. Orla McGill with the free. She has the power, might drop down for them, and it just misses the attacker at the far side of the field. That's officially the first wide of the game for Derry. They have had a few chances where the Leitrim defence have broken down, but again, they just had that one score as well.
Yeah, they'll be regretting that little came from that. I would have thought hitting on the square would be a dangerous one.
Dangerous one as Michelle Monaghan restarts the action. Doesn't get much power or distance on the ball, I should say, but it might find Megan McGovern, and Megan McGovern wins the ball there for Leitrim, finds the teammate, and the teammate is Sarah Reynolds, and they'll move the ball across the 45-metre line with confidence there now as Casey Brown decides to launch an attack down the fields, but it's cut out by Derry. Derva Stenson winning the ball for them, and they will take possession of it again. 3 minutes to half time. We don't have a countdown clock here in Willen, but there's been a couple of stops, so I expect at least 2 minutes to be added to that. 3 minutes before we have the half-time break. But if you're a Leitrim supporter, you'll be very happy with the scoreboard at the moment. Your team are leading Derry by 3-7 to a goal, but Derry are not going to give up. Eva McGlone gives it out to the right to Anna Martin. Anna Martin gives it to Niamh Hannon, and Niamh Hannon out on the right looking for a way inside. Leitrim have the players back, and we've seen that in the early stages of the match. Leitrim, if you give them that bit of time, they'll get themselves organised, not make it easy. Anna Martin going to go for a speculative kick. That's going to go to the hands of Michelle Monaghan, who rarely concedes balls like that, and the referee Minimal contact, you can argue, with the free given nonetheless. And Leitrim restart the action out towards the 45-metre line. And plays one there by Laura Dowd, I think, gives it to Sarah Reynolds. And back for Laura Dowd as well. And Leah Fox there to take the ball on the 65-metre line. Looks to the left, pegs the ball down in towards the attack for Vivian Egan. Vivian will want another goal before half-time, you would feel. She has possession and taking on the Derry defence, hold on to the ball. She might go for the kick, indeed she does go for the kick. A resigned look in the face of the goalkeeper, Thomasina McGovern, as Vivian Egan puts the ball over the bar. 90 seconds to half-time, it's 3-8 to a goal.
Yeah, they're struggling when the Derry are now struggling when they get it down the field to move past that. Leitrim are getting those players back. The quick break that they got the goal from is what they need to play, I'd say, in the second half.
Yeah, that's the thing they need to really build in that, but you can even see the difference in the teams, how confident Leitrim were spraying the ball along their own 45-metre line. You don't do that unless you're really, really feeling good. I think Leitrim are feeling good at the moment. We might be getting a change for Derry shortly. I can see their manager, James McGurk, there handing a slip of paper to the sideline official here beside us. We'll keep an eye on that. Indeed, there's 2 Derry substitutes getting ready to get involved. They definitely need some kick before the break. We are inside the final minute of the first half of this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4B game. Leitrim in control of the scoreboard, and there's a few extra names there as well not included in the programme, but we have them here in our notes, so we'll confirm those coming on. I can tell you one of them will be Dara McKeever. She'll be into the field to play shortly for Derry. But Leitrim have won the ball back again. Dara McKeever plays her club football with Steelstown, one of the great Derry clubs up there in ladies football and men's football as well. But we'll watch Sarah Reynolds for Leitrim at the moment as she sends the ball down towards the attack towards Brona O'Rourke, who looks like she's gone back in the inside line with Vivian Egan. Gives it to Shiva Quinn, and Shiva Quinn pushing forward as well out towards the left. Can Vivian Egan getting this? She'll get herself in the way of the player. The referee says play on. Vivian Egan plays on, gives it back to Brona O'Rourke. Again, Leitrim moving the ball. Leah Fox thought about pulling the trigger. Anna Martin had the hand in. The foul committed. Are we going to get those changes? Clodagh Moore from Ballerin is the other Derry player that will be entering the field to play shortly, but none of them have come on yet. We've played the 30 minutes. I think we're going to have our substitutions, are we? The referee is looking up over to the line, so no, I think we're going to have the free first. So Vivian Egan getting ready to take this free for Leitrim, so we'll watch the play first. She didn't get the contact on that she wanted, into the hands of Leah Casey, and Leah Casey wins the free out for Derry. And we're keeping one eye here in the commentary box on the substitutions, but they haven't happened yet. And of course, as you can see in the camera, we're keeping an eye on the Derry captain Leah Casey that restarts the action and sends it out towards the 45-metre line. Nearly 1 minute of injury time played in the first half. Derry have space. Anna Martin has the ball. Can she get it in towards the attack? Anna Martin just moving down the field. There's 2 players to pick from there. Tried to find Annie Crozier, but there's the interception again, and well won back by Leitrim, and they'll move it down towards the left. And Lisa Brown trying to keep it in play, not to be for her on that occasion. I think it might have been, was it Charlene Tyrrell that got that important touch there beforehand? It was. Derry with possession again on the 45-metre line. Their number 12 is Aoife McClone, taking on Aisling Quinn and Leah Fox. But the third player is there, and I suppose that lack of support for the Derry player, she tried to take on the player, was felt on that occasion. And all of a sudden, Megan McGovern is moving the ball down towards the 65-metre line. A kick in the direction of Brona O'Rourke. Can Brona O'Rourke keep her hands on that ball and play inside the 20-metre line? And there's Leitrim players queuing up there looking for the pass. Brona O'Rourke holds it, gives it back to Megan McGovern. Megan McGovern to Leah Fox. Leah Fox looks for the space. Leah Fox goes for the kick, and the umpire not too impressed on that occasion. Neither is Maeve here in the commentary box. That ball goes to the right and wide, but the referee has blown the half-time whistle, and after an early start where Erin Doherty got a goal for Derry, 3 goals for Leitrim, sends 2 goals for Vivian Egan, 1 for Shiva Quinn, gives Leitrim a commanding advantage. Maeve Quinn, your overall thoughts in the first half?
Well, Leitrim certainly took that half by storm after a poor start. Leitrim all over it. That last ball been an example where the Derry player was surrounded by 3 Leitrim players. You talked about support. Leitrim are certainly driving forward in waves and giving each other the support. They're getting back, and what's most important, they're getting back into defence to do that work.
Yeah, Leitrim have found the rhythm in this game so far. Can Derry find theirs in the second half? There'll be lost soul searching at the break. An enjoyable contest, but if you're a Leitrim supporter, you'll be very happy with the margin there at half time. We're going to take a break for about 10 minutes with some highlights of this game coming up. We'll be back in shortly for the full coverage of the second half here from Mahowell and GA Club in County Leitrim, where Leitrim, the hosts, are well in front. points. And the half-time score here, it's Leitrim 3-8, Derry 1 goal. Thank you very much and welcome back here to Allwillan in County Leitrim as we get ready for the second half of the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4B. And at half time in this game, the host in control of the scoreboard, it's Leitrim 3-8. Derry 1 goal. We can tell you the half-time score in the other game in this group is Limerick 2-5, Kilkenny 2 points. Andrew O'Sullivan with 2 goals for Limerick, but our focus is here on this game over the next 30 minutes, and there'll be a few substitutions. Those 2 Derry substitutes we were telling you about, Darren McKeever and Claude Moore, have come on the field to play. I'm not too sure if there's any other changes. Indeed, there is another Derry change. Kieran McGurk, who brings plenty of experience to the Derry setup as well as on the field to play. We'll have a look and see who's gone off in a moment. Not quite sure if there's been any changes with Leitrim so far. Maeve will be keeping an eye on that as we get ready for the start of the second half. And Maeve, just looking at those 3 Derry changes, we'll confirm who's off in a bit. They were bound to freshen things up. We've seen 2 of the subs line up before half time, and they've added Kieran McGurk as well. Absolutely,
no surprise there that Derry have made some changes. It'll be interesting to see can they make more use in the forward attack and raise the attack for Derry.
Well, we'll see what happens in the second half. Indeed, there's another Derry change as well. Megan Devine, number 21, is also on the field to play. So that's 4 changes that we've spotted so far for Derry. We'll try and confirm who's gone off in a bit, but we'll watch the action. Erin Doherty has not gone off. She's on the field to play. Gives the ball to Kieran McGurk, who's playing up and towards the attack at the moment. And Derry sending it down. They'll know turning this 14-point deficit around is going to be a challenge. But they'll try and win the second half, get the confidence going again. Erin Doherty with a pass inside. And it's been all Derry in the opening 20 seconds of the half as Kieran McGurk lays the ball off to the number 9, who's Orla McGill. Orla McGill back again to Kieran McGurk, and Kieran McGurk trying to find a way inside. Derry spraying the ball, looking for the right opportunity. Orla McGill takes that shot, and Michelle Monaghan was nearly caught up with the bounce there for a moment. It should have been a routine ball into the goalkeeper's hand. Not to be, maybe it has to be said, but she dealt with it.
Yes, a little bit of a nervous moment there with Michelle, but she got over it. She recovered from it.
We'll just run through the scores from the first half for you there. Derry's goal, of course, coming from Erin Doherty. The top scorer for Leitrim, Vivian Egan, with 2 goals and 3 points. Sheva Quinn also with a goal. 3 points for Leah Fox and points apiece for Brona O'Rourke and Laura O'Dowd. This is Leah Fox sending the ball in towards the attack, towards Brona O'Rourke. Brona O'Rourke with the shot there for Leitrim. That ball goes to the left and wide, the 8 wide of the game for Leitrim, but that's their first opportunity. And I suppose, first, Maeve, we just look at the Derry side of things. What message now with James McGurk giving them at half time? They'll be very downbeat to be 14 points down after a promising start, but to try and pick themselves up, which they've shown signs so far that they might be able to do.
They have indeed, and I suppose the key one is that they need to put Leitrim under pressure up front for them.
Can they put Leitrim under pressure? That is the question. Leitrim have the ball as Laura Dowd sends it in towards the attack towards Brona O'Rourke. Brona O'Rourke with the ball across the field there as Leitrim holding possession. It's back with Brona O'Rourke again. Laura Dowd indeed was the player she had the 1-2 with there. This is Elisa Brune. Elisa Brune might go for a shot. She's worked very, very hard in the game so far. Gives it to Leah Fox. No substitute standing out for Leitrim as we look at it so far, but we'll confirm again in just a few moments. We'll watch this attack first, and this is Sarah Reynolds coming up from the right flank. Ball comes off the upright. It hasn't gone dead. Lula Brown quickest to react for Derry, and she'll send the ball out towards the 45-metre line. And Lisa Broom with a little touch, knocking it down for Brona O'Rourke, plays it along the ground in the direction of Aisling Quinn. And Aisling Quinn with a high ball there for the 15 was shot. There's a shot for Leitrim anyway, and it drops into the hands of Thomasina McGovern, and that's not to be on that occasion. And play goes out the far side of the field as Anna Frizzle, I think, tries to get possession there for Derry, and just feeling the pressure again as they try and hold on to the ball, work it out. Indeed, Anna Frizzle has the ball now for the Oakleaf County and gives the pass up the field, and Derry can move the ball away from their goal. Aoife McGlone wears number 12. She has possession and kicks the long ball in towards the attack, as this is what they're trying to do, exploit Leitrim on the counter attack like they did to get the goal that came in the 6th minute of the match. But Charlene Tyrrell was having none of it. Ball is played on the ground. Leitrim win the free, and Charlene Tyrrell sends the ball up the field. And as Laura O'Dowd laying the ball off, and Leitrim have it inside the 65-metre line through Megan McGovern into space, read by Aoife McGlone. She gives it to Anna Frizzle, and Anna Frizzle will work the ball out the field for Derry. And again, they have to be watching out for those potential interceptions. The referee spots the hand going in, so it's going to be another free for Leitrim. So I suppose the second half, both teams trying to express themselves.
Indeed, and a few kind of simple frees been given away on both sides there.
So some simple frees being given away. Leitrim will have possession, and Leah Fox is the player that's going to restart the action. and she plays the ball out towards the left. So now 1-2 play there. Leah Fox with the ball again. I think it was Casey Brown that was there involved in the action, but Leah Fox pushes forward. And just good defending there from Derry. One back there by Joanne Carr. But Joanne Carr, the ball finds a Leitrim hand again. The green and gold happy enough with possession. And down towards the right hand flank. This is good play. Laura Dow takes the ball from Megan McGovern. Sarah Reynolds involved as well. This is Brona O'Rourke with this shot at the post. That goes across the goal and wide. 9 wides in the game for Leitrim. We were saying to be happy enough with how they're doing the scoreboard, but I'm sure shooting practice will be one thing that Johnny Garrity will be looking at.
Indeed, Brona will be disappointed with those last 2 wides there, because she has got into the right position, just hasn't put it over the bar.
Hasn't put it over the bar. Thomasina McGovern, the Derry goalkeeper, sends the ball out the field, and this is Erin Doherty with possession, the goal scorer, and she moves the ball down the field, looking around for options there, tries to go inside. Carla Le Guin succeeds in that task. Can she go further again? This is the concern. Derry on the road, but there was a teammate there waiting, and that was Darren McKeever from Steelstown, and she gives the pass to Orla McGill, and Orla McGill back in the direction of Megan Devine. She's also at the Steelstown club, and if you're watching this game, brought to you in association with Stream Sport Ireland, we'll say hello to everybody in Steelstown and all the clubs in Derry as well as Leitrim, as Megan Devine does well there to bring the ball forward down the far side of the field. A shot across the goal and just misses the hands of Ciara McGurk. That ball goes to the right and wide. It just goes to show there, mate, what Derry can produce when they get the ball moving and they link up.
Yes, and very close there. If the forward had got that, the ball could easily have ended up in the back of the net. A dangerous ball across the square.
A dangerous ball across the square. Leitrim won't want that to happen again. And Lisa Brown with possession for them. And they'll bring the ball up towards the middle of the park again. We have played 5.5 minutes in the second half. No further scores in the game so far. It's Leitrim 3-8, Derry a goal. And Leitrim just trying to move play down the left flank of the field. And this is good move as well as Laura O'Dowd sends it across, looking for the inside player. The foul committed. And it's going to be a free in for Leitrim. And this will be a chance you would feel will be the first score of the second half.
Yes, indeed. And Vivian getting that foul there, we suspect that she'll take the free.
Vivian Egan is the top scorer of the game with 2-3, 2 of them being frees and the 2-1 coming from play. Her team 14 points to the good. On the scoreboard doing exactly what they need to do. She takes the free. The umpire runs for the white flag. 6.5 minutes gone into the second half, and Leitrim stretch the lead. It's Leitrim 3-9, Derry 1 goal. Thomasina McGovern to restart the action, goes for the long kick again, but Laura O'Dowd getting the touch there. And a Frizzle trying to stop Megan McGovern, but she couldn't stop Aisling Quinn getting on the ball. And Sarah Reynolds pushing more up the field as play continues on. Yep. Leitrim feeling the pressure will work, but not on this occasion. Derry win the free. Good play there from their midfielder, Orla McGill. So the free taken by Megan Devine, but can't keep it in play. And they're right in front of us here in the commentary boxes. Casey Brown, the centre back. Plays the ball across to Alicia Brown. The Brown sisters linking up very, very well. Joined by Molly Murphy, another of the young players coming through in Leitrim football. And just while we're keeping an eye on the play there, Maeve, as well, just we see Molly Murphy in the ball, the 2 Brown sisters. We were talking at half-time as well. As much as we've discussed the players missing this year, and of course Sarah McLaughlin, another player we didn't mention, we just watch his attack again here first, as Leitrim threatening towards the goal. Something nearly coming out of nothing. It might come yet for Leah Fox. And Leah Fox with the ball there, trying to work away inside, looking for the player in the better option. The score opportunity coming, blocked down there. I think it was a Brona O'Rourke on that occasion. Not to be. The shot does come at the post. And I'll just identify the score in just a moment. It was Laura O'Dowd indeed who puts it over the bar. That's another score for Leitrim, 3-10 to a goal, 8 minutes into the second half. But Maeve, going back to the question I was asking you there, there's lots of good young players coming through. We talked about that minor win in 2017 as well, and a few of them getting the opportunity and taking it so far. Yeah,
if you look at it, it's quite a young team overall. You have a few experienced heads like Charlene and out there, but by and large it's a very young team, so the future looks very bright.
It's looking bright in this game so far. As the challenge there, I think Brona O'Rourke was coming in, the goalkeeper Thomasina McGovern. It looked at 50-50, but the decision goes the way of the Derry goalkeeper. The referee wasn't ready for the free out, so they'll get another opportunity to go with that. So Leitrim with 2 points in the second half so far, stretching the advantage. Derry blooding some players as well. Indeed, I was looking at the team sheets from when these teams met in the league last year. Leitrim winning on that occasion by 1-6 to 4 points. There's 9 changes from the starting team now for Derry from that one. So they've had a high turnover too. Yes, Ciara McGurk has come on the field for the second half. She brings that bit of experience as well. But that's a big overturn of players for them too.
It is, and you really do need that consistency. Players getting used to playing with one another to get consistent results.
And Derry showed 2 years ago they were very, very close to making an All-Ireland semi-final. Indeed, they nearly had Wicklow Bet in the final group game, and that was the year with COVID on. They were playing extra time in matches too. If Derry had gotten a draw on that occasion, they would have qualified for the All-Ireland semi-finals, but of course that's back there now. But Leitrim now are starting to make their first changes, and of course you can see the captain, number 11, Michelle Guckian, coming on the field to play for them. Also Bridget O'Reilly and Jasmine May are the other 2 players entering the field of play for Leitrim. We're still working out the Derry players that's went off at half time, and we'll do that in a bit. Bron O'Rourke is one of the players that's going over the field. Carol Le Guin as well is gone, and Emer McHugh are the 3 players that leave the field for Derry. And I suppose when you look at Bron O'Rourke and Carol Le Guin in particular going off, they've given their contribution to the game. I think the Leitrim management have decided now we need to get as many players out here and get a look at them.
Yeah, well, I was wondering what time Leitrim were going to start bringing on their subs out, because certainly when you have a lead like this, you can certainly afford to look at some players. Not that we need to look at Michelle Guckian to see what she's made of, but you'd expect her to get some time on the pitch.
Well, it also answers that question, a tactical decision to leave her off at the start and work the game plan with Vivian Egan a full forward, which has worked well for Leitrim in this game. We know what Michelle Guckian can do. Just talking on the Leitrim side of things going forward, as a shot at the posts there, goes to the left and wide, and that was Michelle Guckian with the shot. No, it was Vivian Egan, my apologies there. Just taking my eye off there, mentioning the white numbers again, it just makes it difficult at times. So it's either way, it remains 3-10 to a goal. It was actually Alva Clancy who came on. So Alva Clancy, actually, Leitrim changed, came on at half time. We weren't made aware of here in the commentary box, but and I actually, to be honest, I don't think I've seen Shiva Quinn out there at the start of the second half. So maybe Shiva Quinn had that knock at half time as well. So that was the Leitrim change at half time. Alva Clancy on for Shiva Quinn as well. So apologies there if we were getting names wrong at the start of the half, but that definitely was Alva Clancy who had a shot at the post. She's wearing number 19 in this game. It wasn't number 15 because that was on your screen there. And here is Bridget O'Reilly from the Drummer Hair Club. But the referee says she took too many steps, and it's going to be a restart for Derry. And down the left hand side of the field, Erin Doherty went down to 17 years of age is Bridget O'Reilly, and one of those young players coming through the setup in Leitrim that we're talking about there as well. Derry have a lot of young players as well, and they've had good success at underage level there too, so plenty of opportunity for players to turn it around. And of course, after the great performance of the Derry men's team last year, that is going to inspire their women's team as well to try and move up the ladder again and get themselves back competitive. It's just not happening for them in this game so far. Leitrim in control of the scoreboard, 3-10 to a goal, 19 points to 3 in anyone's language. Number 21 is Megan Devine as she tries to get away from the 2 players, and she's won the free in the process. Aisling Quinn and Elisa Brune were involved there as well, but it's going to be a free for Derry. And again, the question is, do you just drop it into the house? Do you go for the score? Derry have not only one score in this match. That was the goal from Erin Doherty on 6 minutes. This is Megan Devine. And Megan Devine to take the free for Derry, and it looks like she's going to drop this in, and it was kind of caught between 2 stools. It was dropping in, but dropping too far. That ball goes to the right and wide. 2 wides in the half for Derry, 3 in total. 9 is the wide count for Leitrim in this match, and the ball is out towards the middle of the field again, and Derry trying to win possession there through the number 7 Orla McCluskey, and Orla McCluskey wins that ball, plays it out towards Ciara McGurk on the right, and Ciara McGurk coming inside the 45-metre line, looking for space there now, has players to the left. That's a good kick in the direction of Erin Doherty. Erin Doherty has the ball. The goal scorer, of course, a big Derry City fan and a Manchester United fan as well. Loves scoring goals, but of course here she loves playing her football as well. And it's been one of the bright performances for Derry in this game. Even though the game has gone away, but Megan Devine has been very busy since coming on the field to play, trying to find a way inside, gives the pass off. And that was their number 13, Annie Crozier, that gives the pass out towards the right, a shot at the post. And is that her opening score of the second half for Derry? It is. It's gone over the bar. Derry with the score. Just think it was a Ciara McGurk the far side of the field that got that. I think it was. So Kieran McGurk gets off the mark there, Maeve, and a big score for Derry.
Yes, indeed, and Derry need to get a few more of those to even they're out of it at the moment and badly in need of that score.
So 1-1 to Derry, 3-10 to Leitrim, and can that give them a kick for the final 16 minutes of play? We're coming near the final quarter of this game. Laura Dowd sending the ball in towards the inside line, and it looks like it was Vivian Egan there that just couldn't get possession. Derry have the ball back again. So Megan Devine again, but gives the ball away. Leitrim overturning possession. There's Michelle Guckian. It's her first major touch in the game to Leah Fox. Leah Fox trying to find a way inside, and the good skill from Leah Fox, and she spotted the awareness of Laura Dowd out towards the right. Laura won't be happy with the kick in the post. The 10th wide of the game for Leitrim, and again it just goes to show the link-up play with those three key players. If they get that right, that's going to work well for Leitrim over the course of the year.
It is indeed, and they will be disappointed with the number of wides they've had, even though there has been some very good finishing.
There has been some very good finishing. The 3 goals in the first half, 3-10 to a goal. I suppose the zip of the contest just fading a bit with the substitutions and I suppose the margin between the teams. But you can see individual players there like Aisling Quinn trying to show what they can do. Leah Fox as well holding the ball up, and it's well won on that occasion by Anna Frizzle, the full-back for Derry, and she's going moving the ball down the field again towards the 45-metre line. Support out on the left with Erin Doherty. Erin Doherty with a bit of space there. She might have taken a few more yards. Decides to send the ball inside, and won by Darren McKeever, but the referee says she played it on the ground illegally, so it's going to be a free out for Leitrim. And give Leitrim their due too. They're not easing up or anything like that.
No, they're not. Absolutely, great pressure being put on there by Molly Murphy. Nothing was going to be got easily there.
Leah Fox sends the ball out towards the left, towards Bridget O'Reilly, and Bridget O'Reilly gives the pass off for Alva Clancy from the Glencar Manor Hamilton Club. Long ball down. There was 2 Leitrim players lurking inside there. Derry had to get that right, and they did get it right. Leah Casey playing a 1-2 there with Orla McGill, and now she brings up towards the 65-metre line. The kick across to the left to Erin Doherty. And Erin Doherty there trying to find a way inside. It's taken me a while, but confirmed that the 4 players that went off for Derry at half-time were Derva Stinson, Anna Martin, Anna Young and Niamh Hannon. They're the 4 players that were missing there. Darren McKeever is the number 19 for Derry, giving the pass into the direction of Erin Doherty. Erin Doherty just takes the solo, you can see again, and that's the one thing that probably has been the big cost for Derry in this game. We'll watch Megan Devine first come in on the right. The umpires had a look at each other, they like it, and Megan Devine puts the ball over the bar. 2 scores in a row for Derry. I was just going to say that probably the key difference between them was Derry sometimes slowing that attack down, but they got a good score there from Megan Devine.
They did indeed. She was probably hoping it was going to be a little bit lower. There was lots of power behind it.
So 2 changes there for Leitrim coming on. The player on your screen there, number 24, is Aoife Gilmartin. She's on the field to play. Roisin McHugh, number 18 as well. Aisling Quinn is one player, and Leah Fox, she's done her bit in this match, also leaves the field to play. No surprise in that, May, because if you're thinking of Leitrim, the job is done here now. They lead the game by 14 points. They'll be ticking ahead to next week's match. Absolutely,
and certainly players with that sort of a lead, it's certainly time to bring on your subs as well.
We're inside the final quarter of this game in the Little Ladies National Football League Division 4B. Leitrim 3-10, Derry 1-2. 2 scores each in the second half. The pace has dropped a little bit, but the commitment from both teams has not. As Casey Brown tries to hold possession of the ball there, look for a way to bring it out the field, and a pass in the direction of Roisin McHugh from Ballinamore. Sean O'Heslin, her first major touch in the game, gives it to Bridget O'Reilly, and Bridget O'Reilly will bring it up the field a bit. A little touch there from the Derry number 20, Clodagh Moore. She plays with Ballerin, and she did well there. Erin Doherty sending it towards the attack. Derry looking for a bit more urgency in the final 15 minutes. Their management not too far away from us here in the commentary box. And the foul committed. It's going to be a free in for the tanglement between the 2 players. The Leitrim player probably just coming in a bit too exuberant on that occasion. The free for Derry, and again another chance just to build up a few more scores.
Absolutely a chance here for Derry to put another one over the bar.
Orla McGill taking it, and Orla McGill, a renowned international netballer as well for Northern Ireland. She played in the under-17 Euros a few years back. again, a permanent footballer as well for Derry too, and a player that they'll be leaning on in particular to try and turn their fortunes around as the season goes on. We're just watching off screen there, the Derry management writing a few notes. I don't know if they're planning to make another substitution or just taking notes on the game, but either way, play continues on the far side of the field. And you definitely have to say in the last 5-10 minutes, Derry are getting on top of this game, but not by any stretch of the imagination major league, as Leitrim and especially Bridget O'Reilly, who's been done very well, and she came on the field to play as well, getting involved in the move. This is Laura O'Dowd. Laura O'Dowd with a kick in towards the attack, but won on that occasion by Nuala Brown. And Nuala Brown was the Derry vice captain in 2022. Gives the kick to Megan Devine, and Megan Devine brings it up towards the 65-metre line again. Whether Leitrim are starting to drop the momentum in general, the game is getting a bit loose. Derry are certainly getting more involved in the action, but Leitrim complete control of the scoreboard. This is a ball out for Roisin McHugh. Roisin McHugh tries to hand pass it inside, just didn't see the target properly, but it did work its way to Vivian Egan. She plays a Gary Owen style ball down. This might break for Michelle Guckian, and if Michelle Guckian is not the player you want to see if you're a goalkeeper struggling for a ball to penalty. It's a penalty, but there was a defender that came in afterwards. But that Gary Owen style ball, once it came to Michelle Guckian's hands, like Thomasina McGovern did very, very well. Unfortunately for her, defender went in and committed the foul afterwards. And Leitrim are going to get their chance. And it's hard to know who's going to take this. You have a better idea because Vivian Egan is on a hat trick, but you'd expect Michelle Guckian to be taking these two. If you were the manager, what pick would you be doing?
Well, I suppose I would be expecting Michelle Guckian to take it, although she's still down. Maybe she has hurt herself there. But one would have to have sympathy for the goalie there, because you would put all your money on Michelle having won that ball.
And of course, the one thing as well, Michelle Guckian is a former goalkeeper as well, so she knows what it's like, and that is out the field. But I think it's actually going to be Vivian Egan. So Vivian Egan, who scored 2 goals in the opening half of this game, and she's 2-4 in total in this match. Is she going to get her hat trick? I don't know if you get to keep the match ball in ladies football, but either way, she's going to get the opportunity to do that. We look at the clock, exactly 10 minutes of normal time remaining. Leitrim in front. It's Vivian Egan against Thomasina McGovern. The referee not happy with the positioning of the ball. I think indeed he's telling Vivian Egan, you can bring it in another yard or two there and have a better opportunity. So again, we're setting this up. No goals in the second half so far. Vivian Egan has scored 2 in the match so far. Vivian Egan going for a hat-trick for Leitrim. The shot, she got underneath it, puts the ball over the bar. She does get the score. It's now 3-11 to 1-2. She'll be disappointed with that.
She will indeed. She'll be disappointed not to have kept it down a little bit.
So that penalty won by Michelle Guckian too. Leitrim 3-11, Derry 1-2. And we'll watch the play out the field towards the middle of the park. Maybe just one person I wanted to mention as well as we watch the action. Leitrim GA and LGA losing a very, very close and important person in their family recently there, Marie Sheridan from Annaduff, who passed away.
Yes, shocking news. Knocked down in a car accident in Australia. Really, really shocking. Some of us remember her very fondly and very clearly because she was a committed player for Annaduff when they won their county title, senior county title.
Our thoughts and prayers are with Marie Sheridan and her family as well, and all our close friends both here in Ireland and in Australia there. May she rest in peace, and we're thinking about them at this very, very difficult time. Leitrim doing well on the scoreboard. You would have seen Roisin McHugh there come very, very close to creating a goal scoring opportunity. Thomasina McGovern. In fairness to the Derry goalkeeper, we have to give her a due. She's played very well. Some of the kickouts, I suppose overall they just struggled with at times, but she's been brave every single. We saw her against Michelle Guckian a few minutes ago, and of course there against Roisin McHugh. She's done everything she can in goal.
Absolutely, she's actually been excellent, so she has no fault to her in terms of the goals that have gone in, and her kick out has been consistently good.
Yes, she has indeed, and of course when you force it to the long ones with the pressure Leitrim applied, the outfield players have to take responsibility as well. Leitrim in control. We look at the clock, 8 minutes to go here in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4B. Leitrim lead this game by 15 points. They have possession of the ball as Bridget O'Reilly, the far side of the field, will try and create something here as well. Advantage given for the free. She lays the ball off and kick in towards the attack, and this is looking good. I think Michelle Guckian's going to have a kick at the post for Leitrim. That ball is hovering, it's fallen over the bar. Michelle Guckian gets her first score of 2023, and it's 3-12 to 1-2. good play there as well from the Leitrim players. I think Alva Clancy was involved in that move, and Bridget O'Reilly too. Derry bringing on a change, and it's Emma Conley, another of the Steels down contingent, that enters the field of play. And also now Ellie Conway will come in to goal for the final few moments as Derry take the opportunity to give all their panel members a chance in this game. I'm not too sure, is there unlimited substitutions in the league?
There is, yes.
Yeah, unlimited substitutions in the league in ladies football. There are restrictions when we get to the championship, so rightfully both managements will be getting players on. Nuala Brown, indeed it's the auntie and the niece who are going off the field of play. Thomasina McGovern and Nuala Brown leaving the field of play. They both worked hard in this contest not to be. Derry will be bringing on more changes in a few moments as well, but those changes take place. But 7 minutes remaining in this game. Leitrim 3-12, Derry 1-2, and an opportunity for new players to shine as Derry will look to be competitive in this 5-team group as well. We'll have a look in a few moments to see if there's any further updates on what's happening in the game between Limerick and Kilkenny. As we mentioned, Limerick 9 points in front of that match at half time. This is Anna Frizzle for Derry moving the ball down the left. Clodagh Moore wears number 20 and she's into hand pass inside in the direction of Dara McKeever. Just didn't happen for we can tell you after 47 minutes of that game. It's now Limerick 3-9, Kilkenny 2 points. So Maeve, I suppose, in fairness to say, the two favourites in these opening games are getting the points on the board.
They have indeed. I suppose the results being as would be expected, I suppose. I may have thought that it would be a little bit closer here in Leitrim, and Kilkenny unfortunately are up against it at the moment.
Derry will take some positives there, including there from Orla McGill winning the ball back. This is Megan Devine trying to move it inside, and I think this is the number 12, is it Clodagh Moore again with possession, goes for the shot, it's blocked down on the occasion. Good defending there from Casey Brune, and lays the ball off, and Lisa Brune will bring it out towards the middle, towards Alva Clancy, and Alva Clancy with possession, and space is open up here for Leitrim on the counter-attack if they want to add to their advantage. Laura Dow down in the direction of Michelle Guckian, and Michelle Guckian just needed an extra moment or two to get the ball, but she likes to take on the defenders. Michelle Guckian, the captain of Leitrim, takes on, gives it back to Laura Dowd. Laura Dowd moving inside, goes for a kick at the post, and that ball has gone over the bar. Another point for Leitrim, just over 5 minutes to go, 3-13 to 1-2.
Nicely put across there. You can see the influence that Michelle is having on the game already.
Well, Derry are deciding to bring back on players that have come off the field to play as well. I think they've exhausted their panel because Derva Stenson, their number 5, and Anna Martin, number 10, are back on the field to play. So to give them a few more minutes, and I think it's Kate Hargan is one of the players going off, and it looks like it's going to be Annie Crozier, their number 13, leaving the field to play. So a chance for Derva Stenson and Anna Martin to get back involved in the action, play slowing it down. Derva Stenson, a student before in St. Pius, ex in Maherveld, and Annie Crozier as well, which got it as captain Ballymcguigan to a minor league shield title back in 2017. And more changes here for Leitrim, and exhausting the panel there as well. And we'll run through those players. Ava Moyles, number 28, saw her coming on the field to play there as well. Denise Stenson, another, there was 3 of them in total too. I'm missing one player. Shona McLaughlin, number 27, coming on for them as well. So of course, as we mentioned, with the unlimited substitutions, there'll be plenty of activity happening on the line. Maeve, I'll be getting you to have a think about the players that impressed you, and we'll do our player of the match in just a couple of moments as well. As we look, Michelle Monaghan is gone off the field to play as well. Caroline Guckian coming into goal. So both teams changing their goalkeepers in the last couple of moments there as well. And you seem to be able to keep up with it there, Maeve, so I'll check with you in those changes. So we're moving down towards inside the 45-metre line. And yeah, I just want to give another shout out as well as we keep an eye on the action, of course. A special fundraiser for Leitrim GA and LGFA taking place as well. Our 50 Mile January challenge has been taking place. We'll go back to that in a moment because we're watching Leitrim here in the move as well. Can they materialise another score? Derry's defender is very, very tight. This is Bridget O'Reilly again. She definitely deserves the score for her efforts so far. Gives it back to Michelle Guckian. We'll keep an eye on this, Maeve, but I want to ask you about this, and I'm just afraid if I do this, Leitrim are going to do something here with this, but Michelle Guckian just get slowed down. There's a 50 Miles January challenge, but one person in particular today, sorry, we'll go back to that in a moment. This is a shot from Alva Clancy in towards the goal, and that's stopped by Ellie Conway, but it's gone in. It's gone in. Vivian Egan gets her hat trick, and you could just sense there was something happening here as well. The goal comes. Vivian Egan puts the ball into the back of the net, and it's now 4-13 to 1-2. Just ask you about the goal first.
Yes, Vivian would be delighted with that. Just the goalie had it caught. It seemed like Vivian came in and just banged it in the back of the net. A moment, she was just on the didn't let that chance go by and just was on the ball there.
And looks like Leitrim on the attack again. Michelle Guckian moving inside there. She closed down. What's the referee going to decide here? Is he happy enough with the challenge? I'd say he's going to go in and talk to the umpire. The Derry defence getting in tight on Michelle Guckian. So we're going to have a big decision to make here in the closing stages. Just over 2 minutes to go. And is he going to have a word with the Derry defender? I think we could be on for a second penalty, I think. And I think Joanne Carr and her afternoon could be coming to an end, because I'd say she's going into the sin bin and she's pleading her case that she was putting the challenge to stop the attacker going in, but I don't think Aaron Clogher is going to buy it. So it looks like Derry are going to finish the game with 14 players, because that's a sin bin for Joanne Carr. She goes off the field to play. It's going to be a penalty. Vivian Egan is going to get to take it again. I thought when she got her hat-trick now that she might leave it to Michelle Guckian, but she takes the penalty into the back of the net. Another goal there. 2 quick goals for Vivian Egan. 4 in total. That's now 5-13, 2-1-2.
It's quite a haul for Vivian today between goals and points. Certainly no doubt about the result in this game.
Referee not ready because the player's not going off the field. I wanted to ask you about Liam O'Neill. He was a man there this morning doing a 50-mile walk. I think it was from Kinloch.
Yes, he has walked from Kinloch to the game.
To the game right here today. Doing a 50-mile walk. Well done to Liam. We were hoping if he was around we'd catch him, but of course he could be anywhere in the ground. And if any man deserves to be sitting and have a cup of tea at the moment, it's Liam.
And he would have had to walk around the whole pitch to come to us, so maybe he'd walk far enough.
How important is it, Maeve, with these fundraisers as well? Just talking on the Leitrim side of things, because we're here as well, and talking about Liam there as well, because it's important to keep the game going and make sure that all teams, as we watch this effort at the post there from the number 24, who was Aoife Gilmartin, that ball goes to the left and wide. How important are fundraisers like that to people support, and for people like Liam to do the challenges like he's done?
Well, it's just amazing that the support that has been given, and the likes of Liam doing that, and also the amount of people who outside of Leitrim, abroad, in America, in Australia, who are also doing this 50-mile challenge for Leitrim. And it is a combined effort between the GA have ran it in previous years, and this year the LGFA and the ladies football and the men's football are doing it together. It's a combined effort, which is great to see.
Well done there to Liam and everybody involved. 3 more Leitrim changes taking place. Aoife Quinn, 17, coming on the field to play. Number 30 is also on. That's Roisin McGranahan. I think I saw Rachel Dolan enter the field to play for Leitrim there too. So players going on. I think Laura Dowd is one of the men away departing the scene. And again, Derry bringing on players. Anna Young and Niamh Hannon, but they started the game there already. May, while all this is going on, we've hit the 60-minute mark. There's not much time to go here. Leitrim have the job done. Who are the players that have impressed you for both teams and your overall player of the match?
Well, I suppose you couldn't go too far from Vivian, who's had a great game today in terms of really making use of those chances that she got. It's very hard in a game like this when one team takes over from the other as to pick who. I thought Casey Brown has done an excellent job at centre half back when we were under pressure. She stuck to her task very, very well there, I thought. And Charlene, who is playing fullback for the first time today, did a great job in their fullback, making some really telling, just getting a hand to it at the right time.
So 3 players there impressed. Who's your overall? We'll go with Vivian.
Yes.
4 goals. I think she's earned that one as well. But well done to the new spine in the Leitrim defence. Big names to live up to, but they've started off passing the first test. Vivian Egan sending the ball in towards Michelle Guckian. Michelle Guckian, can she get a goal before the game? Passes back out to Alva Clancy. Alva Clancy will have a kick at the post. This might just be on target. Ball goes over the bar. As much as we've talked about the misses that they've had, at 5-14 is an impressive tally. Alva Clancy getting the point there. It's 5-14 to 1-2.
It's hard to argue with that scoreline. Leitrim will be very happy with that. And basically, I think there's only Vivian seems to be the only player still on the pitch, I think, nearly that started. So.
Yeah, there's lots of changes there. Leitrim will be bringing on triples the whole way. Sorry if we haven't been able to keep up with the players that have gone up, but so many changes have taken place here as well as we play down the clock. We've now a minute and a half of added time played in this game. Leitrim on the way to 3 points in the opening day of the Little Ladies National Football League Division 4B. Limerick look like they're going to get 3 points as well. Leitrim are hosting Kilkenny in the next round. This is good play though from Derry. Megan Devine down the right, kicks the ball across the goal, and that's going to go go across the field to the right and wide. Unlucky as you hear a call out there. Another Leitrim substitute coming on. We're missing someone. Rachel McIntyre is the player that we're missing, and well, she's getting on the field to play as well. We've seen definitely over 50 players in this match here today, and only 30 started as we wait for the action. And it's Vivian Egan, and she gets a round of applause as well. Our player of the match, 4 goals in this game. I think it's 4 goals and 4 points. I might be doing her out of a score there as well, but we'll 4 goals and 5 points actually. I think it is. So a great day for her, and no doubt we'll see plenty more of Vivian Egan on a starting Leitrim team, whether she's wearing the number 22 jersey or not. Alva Clancy with a kick down the direction of Michelle Guckian, who's playing in a full forward in this game. Michelle Guckian trying to find a way inside there, has the support from Rachel McIntyre in front, but Michelle is going to go herself. That's another point for Leitrim. The ball goes over the bar. 3 minutes of added time have been played. As the referee, is he having a look at his watch there? And not just yet. I think we'll have a bit more play, or has the whistle in the mouth? And no, not just yet. So it's 5:15 to Leitrim, 1-2 to Derry. With all the substitutions, we expected a bit of added time to be played in the second half. Anna Fritzl bringing the ball out. She's worked hard for Derry in this game. Has support there from Emma Conley, and they play a 1-2, and Anna Frizzle will bring it out towards the 65-metre line. The player out on the left is Orla McCluskey. Orla McCluskey wearing number 7. Can Derry finish with a flourish, maybe get another goal? They've definitely worked hard in this game. The scoreboard does not reflect their contribution to this contest, but when Leitrim got in a roll, they made the scores count, and that's the difference between the teams. Anna Martin, number 10, with possession, gives the pass out but loses out. The referee's going to blow the final whistle. It's all over, and it's Leitrim who get the opening day victory in the Little Ladies National Football League Division 4B. A dominant performance on the scoreboard in the end. They made their purple patch count. Maeve Quinn, your overall thoughts on this game?
Well, I suppose it started that it was fairly competitive, but Leitrim certainly took their chances and seemed to get on top of it, got into their flow, and Derry just weren't able to stop them getting those scores.
After the opening 10-15 minutes, and there was a bit of nerves of both teams, as you would expect, and a lot of changes from both panels as well. I think Leitrim had 7 changes from their championship team last year in this game. We talked about some of those names too. But what will have impressed Leitrim here today and their management team is how they read the game, how they got their noses in front, and despite kicking a lot of wides that they'll work on, no doubt, they made those purple patches count.
They did, and when they were playing, they played very well. They combined very well together. There was a lot of moves through the hands right up where players were finding the other players. There was good use of the ball, and they weren't making too many unforced errors. Not
too many unforced errors, and they cut those out. With Derry really didn't. They had a great goal at the start with Erin Doherty. They started with so much promise. The game went away from them. Now a lot of Derry players got an opportunity to see what they could do here today. What will James McGurk take from this Derry performance?
I suppose you'd nearly concentrate on the first half. It'll be very hard to see something from that second half because the fizz seemed to have gone out of it a good bit in the second half. It was hard to see really what was, because those players coming on, you didn't really see them as much as you would have hoped to, I suppose. So Derry will certainly have to go back to the drawing board, and I think myself their own attacking, speeding that up, and that the quick goal that they got, if they could have kept that going throughout the game.
Yeah, I suppose he's keep driving that game, but they tried it a few more occasions in the match. Finally, before I let you go, you can put your Leitrim hat on for this one. Impressive opening day, a lot of promise in this Leitrim team, and no doubt this won't be the last time we'll be talking about them in a big match over the course of the year.
I hope not. Hopefully they'll do the same with Limerick and Wicklow as well, and Kilkelly next weekend when they meet them here at home.
That was the voice of Leitrim 2-time All-Ireland winner, 3-time All-Star Maeve Quinn, who joined myself, Darren Kelly, here in the commentary box today. We hope you enjoyed our coverage here from Mohawillan in association with Stream Sport Ireland. We thank our cameraman Dermot Flaherty as well. Leitrim have started off the season with a big victory. They've laid down a marker for their plans ahead. Can they continue it? No doubt they will attempt to do so. For Derry, a disappointing day at the office, but a lot to work on, and they will do that over the next few games. Everybody guaranteed at least 4 games, but today it's Leitrim's day. They are the winners, and we finish up here in Mohawillan. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back again for the round 2 action coming up next week. The final score here in the Little Ladies National Football League Division 4B. Leitrim the winners. It finished Leitrim 5-15, Derry 1-2.